Very good. Thank you so much. So Tammy, could you confirm for us that our attendance for the BZA members meets our quorum?
As far as I know, it looks like everybody is here.
Very good. Thanks, Tammy. And Adam, do we have any agenda changes or proposals for agenda items that would be added or amended? No? Okay, got it. Well then, Adam, can you take us through the agenda for us, probably starting with the minutes? Adam?
Sure. So for the record, I'm Adam Zaklikowski, the Planning and Building Director for the town. The first order of business is just to review the previous meeting minutes and take action on that.
Got it. Okay, so thank you for sharing those. And we can entertain any comments, questions, or motions from BZA members for those minutes. We would probably be looking for a motion to approve if anybody has a motion.
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Thank you very much, Earl. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Amanda. All right, any comments or discussion on behalf of the BZA members? All right, let's go ahead and have a vote for the approval of the minutes. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, those minutes pass. Adam, can you take us to our next item?
All right. I'm going to share my screen here.
Excuse me, Adam,
Yeah.
have you shared this on Facebook or YouTube? Because I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I hit the button. Let me okay.
All right, we'll just have a brief intermission while we do a little bit of a load. Thanks for taking care of us on that. Adam?
All right.
Okay, it's live.
Okay, great. Thank you. So first item, and the only item tonight for a public hearing, is a request by the American Legion for some signage variances related to a new sign that they installed. So the location of the property, can everybody hear me all right, by the way?
Yeah, you're coming through just fine, Adam.
Okay. All right.
It's live.
Okay. The location of the property.
First item, and the only item tonight
Hold on.
for a public hearing is a request by the American Legion for some signage variances
Got it.
related to a new sign that they installed. So the location of the property, can everybody hear me all right, by the way?
Yeah, you're coming through just fine, Adam.
Okay.
All right. Hold
All
on.
right. It's live. Okay. The location of the property, first item, and the only item tonight, hold on, for a public hearing is a request by the American Legion for some signage variances related to
utilize outreach to the community. We are a major charitable contributor to the community. And so far this year, prior to the COVID-19 outbreak, we had donated almost $15,000 to various entities within the community, including the police department, Mount Vernon schools, and other entities. We think that this sign, just in the brief period of time that we've had it, the few months, has been a significant element in our ability to reach the community. I'll give you an example that in the time since we've shut down due to the COVID-19 virus, we have donated $600 to the Mount Vernon Township in order to enable them to purchase masks and other things related to the safety items related to the virus. We've donated $300 to a non-member family enabled to allow them to buy food before their stimulus check arrived. And over Easter, we conducted an event in conjunction with the VFW in which we invited families to bring children by for a drive-through Easter free basket giveaway. 30 minutes before the planned start of that event, the alley was full of cars. And we started early serving vehicles and passing out these Easter-related bags of candy and items to children. And we passed out almost 300 of those. This garnered significant local media attention. Fox 59, CBS 4 were there with reporters, and both conducted video reports that evening on the news. In addition to that, we achieved national attention through the American Legion website, which broadcast nationally a video. And I don't think that all of this would have been possible without our ability to use this sign. And so we think it's a pretty valuable tool in assisting the community. We've been here for over 70 years. And throughout that period of time, we've donated a lot of money to the community. And that amount of money increases year by year. And we hope to continue to be able to do that in the foreseeable future. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. We do have time in our agenda. If anybody of any members of the BZA have any questions for Chris? Okay. All right. The next item that we have typically with a case or an item in hearing would be to hear from anybody who has any from the public who has joined, who have any questions or any opposition to take the floor and ask any questions. Anybody on the line who would like to ask any questions? Any members from the public? Okay.
Yes.
Or that we don't have
Can you hear
anybody.
me?
Oh, there we go. Yes, yes. Okay. Go right ahead. Please state your name, and I think we've got the spelling okay, but
Yes.
is it Dwayne? Oh, yes,
Yes.
Mr. Whirling, go right ahead. Go right ahead, please.
My name's Dwayne Whirling, and I own, my wife and I own two properties actually, 206 directly across the street and 204 as well. They're both rental properties for us, so I don't live there. And I have communicated with the tenants, and I think the advantage that we have compared to the people to the south and to the north is that we're directly across, so you don't get the direct light coming out of the LED reader board specifically, especially at nighttime. I think the American Legion is a great organization, and this sign is going to serve a good purpose for them and the community and everything like that. So I think the sign is good to have, actually. I think, however, that maybe there could be some discussion where in the evening, if the reader board, specifically the white light that comes out of that, can be dimmed or reduced to levels that are more in tune with the other lighting that is along the street. You know, there's lights along the street and in other areas of town also. I think that might put it a big change in the way it's viewed. It's like daylight out there now. So I don't want to get rid of the sign. I think it's great, but maybe there's something that can be done that way. And the sign can still serve its purpose, which is a good purpose again. And so if it has capabilities like that, I don't think it necessarily has to be shut off at night, but if it could be lowered, that would be great.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Burling. Anybody else would like to have any comments or recommendations? We do have a little bit of time left on the agenda for that.
This is Chris Maynard again. Dwayne, I'd like to respond to your comments. First of all, thanks for being a good neighbor. We have the ability to put a timer on that entire sign. And in fact, last week I went down there and I've programmed the sign to turn off at 10 p.m. and not turn on until 10 a.m. in the morning. We've also agreed to a suggestion from Adam that we not use any animations whatsoever. And we found that we do have the ability to program the sign to change every 60 seconds and remain static.
Chris, could I ask you maybe have a static message, the timing can be off at night. Does it have the ability to dim? You know, that's a, yeah,
I think that it may, it probably does. It's pretty sophisticated. And
okay.
I haven't found that function, but I will look for that.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Chris, and thanks, Mr. Burling. Any other comments from the public? Okay, we do have opportunities for those who are in government roles, any town council members, any fellow commission or other members of the government representatives on the line would like to offer any comments. Okay, I think I waited my 10 seconds and let the record show we don't have any comments coming in from the government. So now we have an opportunity to ask any follow-up questions or clarifications either of Chris or of Adam. So let me open up to the BZA to see if there's any other items of discussion or clarifications that we need. For BZA members? Nothing further? Okay. So Adam and Alex, can you take us back to the next steps for the BZA members and how we conduct this voting process virtually? What's the proper next steps for us? Putting the motion,
Well,
discussion.
I mean, unless Alex thinks otherwise, what I would recommend is just going through sequentially, and I can pull the variances back up on the screen, just going 1 through 4 and getting a clean vote one way or the other on each of those.
Okay, very good. All right, go ahead and pull those up then, Adam. If you can share your screen and take us to the first item of variance. And while Adam's doing that, is there a member of the BZA who would like to submit a motion for variance item number 1?
Well, when it comes up, I will.
Thanks for queuing us up.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, here we go.
All right. I am going to make a motion to approve variance 1 for the American Legion case 02 VAR 2020 as presented.
Okay, there's a motion, a second from a member of the BZA. You can take your lines off mute by the bottom scroll button in
I would
in
second
Zoom.
that motion.
Thank you, Rick Jacobs.
Okay, Lacey, excuse me,
Yeah.
but
Yes,
please make sure, since the screen is the presentation, that whoever makes the motion and whoever seconds it, please say their name, because I can't see. I don't know everybody's voice. Let's put it that way.
Okay, I'm
No
Amanda.
problem at all.
and I'm Amanda, and I am the one that made the motion.
And I'm Rick Jacobs,
Thank
and
you,
I
Amanda.
seconded it.
Thank you, Rick. Okay. Any discussion from members of the BZA? All right, we will go ahead and call for a vote. The motion is to approve variance number 1. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Tammy, this is Earl. I'm a member of the Sons of American Legion, so I abstain.
Thanks, Earl. Okay, anyone opposed? Okay, let's go to the motion carries. And I believe, Adam, we probably all have some paperwork in our mailbox that allows us to commemorate this for your purposes.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody get that? Good, all right. Okay, can we now consider variance request number 2? A member of the BZA would like to make a motion?
Can I do a motion again? I mean, if I did the first one, is that okay to do the second?
You're on a roll, Amanda, go right ahead.
Okay, let's go for it. So I make a motion to approve variance number 2 for the American Legion case 02 VAR 2020 as presented.
Thank you, Amanda. Is there a second?
This is
Member of
Rick
the
Jacobs.
BZA.
This is Rick Jacobs. I would second that amendment or motion.
All right, thanks, Rick. We have a motion, a second for approval of variance number 2. Any discussion on this? All right, let's go ahead and call for a vote. All those in favor of approving variance number 2, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Any abstain?
Abstain. This is Earl.
Thanks, Earl. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. If we can go on for our number 3, this is the monument sign requirement. Is there a motion from members of the BZA?
I guess I'm on a roll. Let's do it. This is Amanda. I make a motion to approve the variance number 3 for the American Legion case 02 VAR 2020 as presented.
Thank you, Amanda. Is there a second?
This is Rick Jacobs, and I would second that motion.
Thanks, Rick. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on variance number 3? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor of approving variance number 3, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any abstain?
This is Earl. Abstain.
Thanks, Earl. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. We're going to go to the final and 4th variance number, which is 4. Just as a note of procedure, all 3 of these had staff approvals. And Adam, if you can take us to number 4, there was a note, Adam, if you can go ahead and go to the, here we go. So it was staff recommendation. Not only is the LED sign, but we also had discussion during public comment that perhaps we would reconsider the timing and if it has the functionality allowing for concurrent dimming of the lights with outside lighting or sunlight available. So just as a reminder for those members of the BZA. So anybody have a motion on variance number 4?
Before I do a motion on this, I want to clarify that we either want the sign at rest between 10 p.m. and 10 a.m. or we want it dimmed between 10 p.m. and 10 a.m.
Adam?
Well, based on the conversation, here's what you could do. Is if you are inclined to the staff recommendation to go with that, and then on top of it, you could say that the sign shall be turned off from 10 a.m. to 10, or from 10 p.m. to 10 a.m.
Okay, I don't see that we can I understand the first part, but as far as either the sign at rest or the sign dimmed, it's one or the other, correct?
Well, it could be dimmed. The only thing that I would advise on is sometimes that's hard to regulate.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think
Okay.
whatever your motion is, my advice would be the simpler the better.
I agree.
The only other clarification, 10 a.m. is kind of late in the day. We're early birds here in the Midwest. So if the point of the Legion is to maybe catch some folks in the morning, 10 is kind of mid-morning. And it probably doesn't have to be a 12-hour period that it's off. And we're well into daylight by then as well. So just something to consider. Amanda, if you are considering a motion.
Yeah, I am. It's the 10 a.m. and I'm not sure who I'm talking with to the American
Correct.
Legion representative.
Correct.
Is 10 a.m. the reason that was designated? Is it because the time that the American Legion actually opens, or would 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. be better? Because whatever we put in this motion will be the time designated.
Amanda, this is Chris Maynard, the commander of the American Legion. And yes, 10 a.m. is the time we opened. I'd be very excited to be able to turn it on at 8 a.m.
How does the rest of the board feel about an 8 a.m. time? I'm open on something like that.
I would be agreeable to that.
I would be
Rick?
agreeable to that, yes.
Okay, just trying to get my wording down before I make this motion. So,
All right, go for it.
all right. I make a motion to approve variance number 4 as staff presented, that the LED, I'm sorry, wait a minute. With the following criteria. I knew I was going to get it. That the LED sign may remain, but there shall be no scrolling, blinking, or animation, and that a message shall change instantaneously no more than once every 60 seconds. Also, that criteria be put in place that the sign be at rest between the hours of 10 p.m. at night to 8 a.m. in the morning.
And this is Rick Jacobs. I would
Thank you.
second that motion.
Thank you, Rick. Okay, any discussion from BZA members about the motion as presented? All right, let's go ahead and call for a vote of approval, subject to the conditions outlined in the motion. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any abstain?
Abstain.
Thanks, Earl. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. And be sure, members of the BZA, to commemorate your votes in the paperwork that was mailed to you and return it to Adam's attention for our record-keeping purposes. All right, Adam, back to you for any other agenda items for discussion.
I have a really quick question. When we're doing these ballots or our paperwork for variance number 4, for what we've added additionally to this, do we need to actually write that in?
Tammy or Adam? We say with conditions?
Yeah, I would write it in.
Okay,
And then I think, never mind. Yeah, I would go ahead and write it in.
okay.
Got it. Good clarification. Adam, anything else on the agenda or items you'd like to have for discussion?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I think that will bring the meeting to a close with more agenda items. Thank you for the efficient meeting. Chris, thanks for joining us as well. Thank you, Mr. Rohrling, as well.
Lacey, I would just
Thank you.
need to have a motion to adjourn.
To adjourn? Oh, geez. Sure. All right. Rick, you want to take the lead on that one?
I would make a motion that we adjourn the BZA meeting.
Thank you, Rick.
This
Earl,
is
you got
Earl.
this?
I'll second that one.
Yes, you do. Thank you very much. All right, everybody in favor? Indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Well done. Thanks for keeping us right side up, Adam. All right, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.